Thanks so much to everyone for taking the time to join us on this webinar today. I have invited you to participate in this on Conscious Evolution Coaching, also called CEC, because it is geared for awakened souls who want to clear their emotional or energetic blockages, help others do the same, and rapidly accelerate the expansion of consciousness to countless others in the process. This webinar will essentially have two parts. My circle leader, Mike Bell, will cover general background information on Conscious Evolution Coaching and his experience, and then I will talk about some of my background, experience, and interest in CEC. What this program specifically offers you is effective tools in the development of deep mutual support and the energetic connection of the members of your circle on an ongoing basis. Then, in a relatively short period of time, like what I'm doing right now after 6 months of involvement, you would have the opportunity to start your own circle if you are interested. In my circle, there are people connected via the internet across 9 time zones from Oklahoma City to Moscow, Russia. I'll turn things over to Mike in Newcastle, England, to talk in more detail about the program. He is one of the founding members of Conscious Evolution Coaching.
Okay.
Mike.
Okay, thanks very much indeed, Michelle, and welcome to everybody on this call. I know we've got people spread across the US, and as Michelle said, I'm in England, so the time zones are really different here, and I just love the magic of this technology that we can work this way. So as Michelle said, I'm a founder member and a circle leader with Conscious Evolution Coaching. I started with Michael Wolf, the founder, about 18 months ago, and we spent a year with a group of founder members putting it together, and then I started creating my first circle about 6 months ago, and Michelle was one of my first members. And so what I want to do in this call is tell you a little bit about Conscious Evolution Coaching, what it's for and how it works, a little bit about my experience, then hand over to Michelle for her to tell you a little bit about her experience, and then back to me for some information about the potential prices and income, and then a question and answer session. I think everybody's muted at the moment, so that just keeps everything quiet, but we'll open up the microphones at the end so that we can hear from everybody. So, what is Conscious Evolution Coaching? Well, we see it as an integral evolutionary practice that's facilitating for us the graceful and harmonious transition for awakened souls who want to further heal themselves through healing others, who want to accelerate the expansion of their own and others' consciousness, and through that raise their own and others' energy vibrational levels to the highest level. And together we create or co-create an organization that transforms what many of us are experiencing as increasing negativity and low vibrational levels of millions of people. So we see ourselves as a co-creative practice that has the potential to cascade around the world and make a difference. There are 5 big ideas behind Conscious Evolution Coaching. Conscious Evolution itself, the energetic paradigm, birth essentials, deep support, and birthing the new era. So let me take each of those in turn and just say a word or two about them. Conscious Evolution Coaching, we say, I align myself energetically with the co-creative evolutionary impulse of Source. So building on the work of Andrew Cohen and others, this real sense that we are being pulled along, we are part of this evolutionary impulse, and part of our task, our role, if you like, is to align ourselves energetically with it. And all together, then, in alignment, we can co-create the future that we desire. So we we see that the birthing of the new era is part of this process that we are now conscious of and therefore can contribute to the evolution. The energetic paradigm, I guess a lot of us here sense that we are all connected as one within a single universal energy field. There is no separation, and at the base level there is no objective reality. We use this image in the bottom corner here of a torus, the energy field of the universe that's within us all as well. So there have been massive strides in the past 3 or 4 decades in a whole new area called energy psychology, which recognizes and works with this understanding that we now have of being energy beings and our ability and growing capacity to shift from low vibrational energy to high vibrational energy. So that's one of the big ideas behind the work that we're doing at Conscious Evolution Coaching. We've created a portfolio, if you like, of 5 birth essentials that give us a way of working together to accelerate the expansion of our consciousness. And these 5 birth essentials, spiritual attunement, a way of really connecting with spirit, with source, with whatever our divinity is, in a way of being able to release and let go more of what's holding us. Conscious embodiment is a breathing practice that has its roots in Aikido and in the Tao, which is breathing into the lower dantian, the lower belly, because that gives us a much greater sense of unity and stability. Embracing emotions is a powerful modality for rather than trying to avoid or not face into the emotions, then bringing our love and embracing them, that helps that energy shift and dissolve. Energetic intuition is a powerful muscle testing tool to help us connect into our own inner knowing better for ourselves, but also as we work with others. And evolving beliefs is a way of recognizing and being able to shift those limiting beliefs that hold us back and dissolve them and replace them by much more powerful truth-focused statements. So during the Conscious Evolution Coaching Program, then we work from the basis of these 5 modalities, which are easy to learn, easy to practice, and very easy to teach others. And these are, at one level, all we need to begin accelerating the expansion of our consciousness. So the next one, a deeply supported practice. So that there are many programs out there that teach you new ways, teach you new tools, and they're all valuable. But what we saw was there is a need to take that a stage further, not only just to teach the modalities to everybody, but to support them and their circles in teaching others to teach others to teach others, etc. So we create safe spaces, energy fields that are supportive. We do it in small groups with a circle leader, groups of up to 12. And at the beginning of our process, we have weekly one-to-one coaching transformation sessions, and then ongoing mutual coaching with a partner in the group. We have weekly group transformation settings, healing, group healing and group practicing. The support and the encouragement then to set up your own programs, just as Michelle's doing now, and sort of a back office business development and marketing support. So we understand that there is real value in deep support here. because that's the only way that many of us are going to get over the negative beliefs or whatever patterns it is that hold us back. And finally, the sense of birthing the new era, as we start with one circle and create more circles, we then go and create more circles. So a real sense of creating the power at the core and the co-creative supporting energy that is going to help us spread conscious evolution coaching, the 5 modalities, and the accelerating the shift towards the new era that many of us sense is birthing at the moment. So a little bit about the 6-month program. So one part of it is learning the birth essentials. You learn them by being taught and then practicing them, and integrating the birth essentials then with your daily practice, and then practicing transformational coaching with your peers in the circle, and then continuing to learn advanced healing modalities as we work together, particularly in the groups, but in the self-healing and the one-to-one healing as well. So there's 3 levels of healing going on. We each learn the modalities so that we can practice them ourselves. Through a process of mutual coaching, we practice on one another, and through that practice help heal the other. And then in groups we come together to practice group healing. Sometimes it's an issue that an individual is particularly struggling with, and the group helps. Sometimes we just sit and notice what the group issues are and heal those. So it's a process of learning to communicate, and then learning to develop your own coaching business. So that's the 6-month starter, as it were, and we ask for that 6-month commitment as people sign up. And I wanted to show you, just apart from when I presented at my first webinar, maybe I don't know, 7 or 8 months ago now, I did a little piece on what am I learning from conscious evolution coaching, and what I was sharing was that one of my core issues that was blocking me was my limiting beliefs, and a powerful limiting belief that was stopping me back then was a belief that I'm not able to attract people to conscious evolution coaching. So I really got clear that was getting in the way for me. It felt like, well, there's no way me sitting here in Newcastle, I'm ever going to attract people. But I worked with it, and people in my circle helped me work with it. And now I've got the largest circle, and here we all are at the moment. And as Michelle said, we cover 9 time zones, from across America to Mustafa, who's just joined us from Moscow. And it's incredibly enriching and empowering to have such a diverse group. Everybody's bringing their own issues and challenges, but everybody's also bringing a really solid commitment to help others learn and grow as well, because what we've learned is that that's how we grow ourselves. That's the fastest way to grow ourselves, by helping others. So this group's, my group's just about full now, and that's why we need to move us to the next level. And it's great that Michelle's taking the initiative and taking the word out. So that's just a little bit about conscious evolution coaching and what we're doing and where we are at the moment. And I'd like to just hand back to Michelle now so that she can take you through her story. Thanks very much for listening, and I'll come back in a little bit later. Over to you, Michelle.
All right, Mike, thank you so much. I moved from Fairbanks, Alaska to Oklahoma at the beginning of August in 2012 to help my mother move here from Florida and help my brother and his wife in this process. It was about the same time that I became a Barbara Marx Hubbard's work and joined her Agents of Conscious Evolution community and received an invitation to view a webinar on conscious evolution coaching. I've learned a lot over the years on my spiritual journey, and in the last year all the pieces of the puzzle started to fall into place for me. However, I did not have the confidence in my ability to share and communicate this to others and knew that I needed help to get to this next level. After I viewed the webinar, I resonated the most with what Mike had shared in his presentation. I still needed convincing from within and without that it would be worth it. The question about whether or not I should participate in conscious evolution coaching muscle tested strong for me, and that's one of the modalities that we learned about. And I really wanted to go through this process, so I made the decision to go for it. As a result of the work I've done in the last 6 months with the opportunity to coach and be coached by other group members, I have learned powerful tools to get beyond my limiting beliefs and gain the confidence to help others do the same. I am doing things now that I would never have done 6 months ago. For example, I didn't feel qualified to lead group meditations and was very insecure about praying out loud. Like I would say something wrong or something not very interestingly. And all that's changed, and I'm doing both all the time now. I had some major blockages in my throat chakra, and the work that I've done has helped me know what my core issues are, become consciously aware of them, and learn ways to change the patterns. So within the context of CEC, I've identified and transformed my core issues, share my experiences and interests with the others in the group, learn from their experiences, and I've gained experience facilitating the group. I enjoy this work immensely, and I am interested in starting my own circle. I'll be 50 on my next birthday in July, and it's taken almost that long for me to find my voice. Mike, next slide, please. I would like to share some of the lyrics of the song Pilgrim by Enya in her album A Day Without Rain. And the verses I'd like to share go like this. All days come from one day, that much you must know. You cannot change what's over, but only where you go. One way leads to diamonds, one way leads to gold, another leads you only to everything you're told. In your heart you wonder which of these is true, the road that leads to nowhere, the road that leads to you. Pilgrim, in your journey, you may travel far. For pilgrim, it's a long way to find out who you are. I became aware of the words to this song at the very moment I was at a choice point and had made the decision to take control of my life back instead of doing and being what I thought others wanted me to do and be, in a period that spanned about 4 years after my husband died in 2001. And it illustrates the journey I've been on in my life since I was a little girl growing up in an affluent suburb of Washington, D.C., in a family with very materialistic values and this journey has taken me far spiritually and geographically. Without my impulses to the journey, I could have easily been stuck in a life that others wanted for me that I did not want for myself. When I was growing up, there were stronger influences for conforming than there were influences supporting me in doing my own thing. I have had an incredibly wonderful journey since I made that decision. It took me back to Alaska, where I'd lived in the 1990s, working in my dream job, which I had essentially created for myself by following the clues in my life leading to my strengths and life purpose. This time period from 2006 to 2012 included the trip to England that I have included pictures of. I have indeed traveled far in my life, and it has brought me to a great place on a personal and spiritual level. Next slide, please, Mike. Courage. by far the most courageous thing I've ever done is moving here to Oklahoma to help my mom and work on the issues this relationship brings up. And I made the decision to move here in full awareness of what I would be encountering. I had always had a need to stay as far away as possible from this energy, as illustrated by me being in Alaska and my mom being in Florida. The effort and work I have put into it along the way have been well worth it, especially with the help of the work I've been doing concurrently with Conscious Evolution Coaching. It is by moving into and embracing our greatest difficulties that we grow and expand the most, and this moves us into greater awareness of source and self. And just to give a couple of examples of my experience of my circle, and I've really, truly enjoyed it, look forward to it every week. The first example was in a one-to-one co-coaching session with one of the other circle members. And we normally do an attunement at the beginning where we sit and we just breathe together for about 5 minutes. And then one of us will decide whose issue is coming up the most. And for whatever reason that day, whatever I was experiencing just kind of centered on my solar plexus. And it wasn't much long after that I just felt all this movement there. I've never felt that before or since. And so we worked on that in our Embracing Emotions, where we feel it, identify it, rate it as far as intensity, release it, and then dissolve it in love. And through the rest of that day, I felt a lot of movement sensation in my solar plexus. And I was really happy about that because I realized that there was some releasing going on that was really important. The other example came from a group healing session. And since the main thing I've been working on has to do with my mom, I brought up an issue on that day. I don't really know what it was. And one of the group members identified something in my energy field that when I talked to my mom after that particular session, I found out that it was her issue and not my issue. And that was a major insight because I had no idea. And that was that she had been had her umbilical cord around her neck when she was in the womb. And it explains a lot of things, but that's on my personal journey. But again, it was an insight that with the group getting together and the combined energy fields and that person's particular intuitive ability, it came out. So I want to conclude with if this is something that you would like to learn more about, it's something you can experience. There's a sign up for a one-to-one session on the website, no charge. The time commitment once someone has joined is typically an hour each week throughout the process, and it's in alignment with everyone's schedule. So it would be in alignment with your schedule. And if you're interested, but not right now, it's something where you can join at any time. And if you're not interested, but know of people that might be, please feel free to let them know. And this webinar is being recorded and will be linked permanently to my page on the website. So thanks again so much for your time.
Okay, thanks very much indeed, Michelle. That was wonderful. It was great to hear your story. I'd just like to take a couple of minutes now just to tell you something about the pricing and the income model that we're using for what we're doing together. So for us, we very much see it as a co-creation model where although we have cascading circles, we're clear that we are creating a chaotic organization, a second-tier organization, where people are coming together in higher self-relationship. And in doing that, one of the things that we're recognizing is there still has to be an energy, an income, a money flow, because we haven't yet found a way of surviving without it. So we've tried to make this as simple as possible. So the model at the moment is $147 a month subscription for a minimum of 6 months. That's a total of $882 over 6 months. And we worked out within that you get 54 hours of contact, either one-to-one with your circle leader, one-to-one with other circle members being coached and coaching, and group meetings. And then after 6 months, the rate goes down to $97 a month. The circle leader gets 60% of that monthly subscription, and 40% goes to Conscious Evolution Coaching in the center to essentially to provide the backup administration systems. So all the accounting, all the invoicing, all the payment, all the website, all that is all taken away, as is a lot of the centralized promotion as well. And this model has the potential for a circle leader to earn $70 plus in year 2. So it's not a get rich quick by any stretch of the imagination. And we have, for want of a better word, a multi-level approach to it, because we see that in order to provide deep support for as many levels down as the leader can, then the leader is getting 60% of the income of the revenue from their circle members, and then 10% of the revenue from the income that their circle members, the circle leaders, create, and then on down the line for 4 more levels there to 1%. And what does that mean in potential income? And this is indicative, and it's not guaranteed, and it has all those warning signals on it. But it assumes that a circle leader has a minimum of 7 participants in their circle who each go out and create a circle of their own with 7 members, who each go on and create a circle of their own with 7 members, and so on. So that this has the capacity. We've got $90,000 here in year 2 rather than 70,000. I'm not sure what the discrepancy is. And just seeing that by year 3, this process has the possibility of creating a lot of income. And the way that we're seeing that, and the way that I'm seeing it personally, is that there are lots of things that I could do if I had more money that would be part of my give back. I want to create a physical centre up here in the northeast of England where I am, for example. I know Michael Wolf is putting a lot of energy into supporting permaculture projects in the northeast of Scotland where he is, because he sees that as vital for part of the shift that's going on in the world. So nobody here is thinking about yachts or holidays or any of that, but we're all thinking about how do we, if we can generate this income flow, how would it go back into the system to create more of what it is we're trying to create. So that's just a little thought, and I'll leave Michelle and her contact details up there with you, and I'll unmute everybody so that if anybody has any questions, then now is the time to ask them. So, any comments or any questions?
The only thing that this is Michelle, there's a lot of information on the website, the consciousevolutioncoaching.org, and if there's further interest in it, there is, just go there and follow links. If you click on the circle leaders at the top of the page, it will take you to a page with the 5 people who are circle leaders currently, and I think there might be 1 or 2 more coming on board in the near future. Each picture has links to a page about each person, and then on each page it tells you the breakdown of the services for the amount, how to subscribe, and then Mike, for the one-to-one session, if somebody's interested in that, there's a link for that as well, right?
Yes, there is, or if it's people who know you, they can contact you directly, Michelle, and set up a one-to-one with you.
Okay.
Michelle, I have a question. This is Joanne.
Hey, Joanne.
So basically you're saying that if we want to join your group, to go online and sign up that way?
Yes, it's all set up so that it's simple to do. There's a link that...
I went on the website and I saw, how you do that, but I couldn't find, I went on to the group leaders, and I couldn't find any information on that. Maybe I just pushed the wrong button. I don't know.
Okay, let me just get that web page up and show you Michelle's web page.
It's not going to help you there because I'm on the phone.
Okay. We'll describe it to you.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so if you go to the Circle Leaders page, you'll find a photograph, a clickable photograph of Michelle, and that will take you to a page, as Michelle said, that describes who she is and what she does. And in the top right-hand corner of that page and at the bottom, there is a big subscribe button that says,
right,
click here to subscribe to Michelle's coaching circle. And
okay,
that will take you to a payment page. So that's for when you're really ready, you want to, and know that you want to sign up. But before that, if you want, then do have a discovery session with Michelle if you want to find out more about how it works and how it's impacted her and what else you might expect. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Joanne. Sorry, I don't know whether you want to ask a question, Kathy. So I've unmuted you again, but it seems like there's some static on the line your end, but it's unmuted now anyway. Are there any more questions?
Not from here.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to add, Michelle, or shall we?
I guess the only thing that I would add is I think those of us who have become involved in this, there's a couple of people with business experience or coaching experience that have done this for a while, and I think there's a whole bunch of us that are, don't have that business background, but we share a real desire to help, and we're putting one foot in front of the other on this, on faith and trust and some mutual support to help as many people as possible and make it something that's viable. So if it was a perfect world and money was no object, I would love to do something like this for nothing, but it's not something I can do, and wouldn't help the program.
Yeah, thanks, Michelle. That's a good point that I didn't really make, that this is, we are pioneering here. This hasn't been done before in the way that we're trying to do it. We know that there is a real need to help raise consciousness on the planet. We know that these 5 modalities really work. the challenge that we've got is how to spread them far and fast, as efficiently and as effectively as possible. So that's why, I said earlier, we're co-creating, and that's not just the founders, that's all of us. So, Michelle has been really courageous and taken the first step in that co-creation, and I'm helping her along to create another circle and run this webinar. And this is the first time somebody outside of the founders group has run a webinar like this. So, I'm really over the moon that we're managing and we are creating, and the energy is shifting as we go. So, yeah, thanks for reminding me about that, Michelle.
And Mike, thank you. I really appreciate your help. And like I said, the group has been a meaningful part of my life and has helped tremendously. We use the Hawkins scale of consciousness to measure increases in consciousness, and there is evidence to show that one person at higher levels of consciousness can impact millions of people, and that's where that's coming from. Is that I'm not sure how it's measured, Mike, but that as individuals raise their level of consciousness, and there's models showing that 80% of the population is under, was it 200, up to 207?
Yes, that's right.
On a scale of 1,000, with 1,000 being fully enlightened, 500 areas about the level of love, and then 200. Mike, help me. What's 200?
It's a level of courage. According to Hawkins, it's the level at which we first begin to take responsibility for ourselves, rather than being predominantly in blame or judging or fear or apathy or what have you, or the lower vibrational levels. But if that really interests you, then go to the consciousevolutioncoaching.org website, and you can sign up for a free online program, and you'll get lots of information that explain the detail and the theory behind what we're doing and how it's working as well. So if there's nothing else, if there are no other questions, do you think we should draw it to a close, Michelle?
Sure, that would be great. And like I said, thank you to everybody for taking the time and joining the webinar today. If it's something that interests you, great. If it doesn't now, like I said before, you can join at any time. And if it's something that you're not interested in, but you know somebody that might be, just direct them to the website. And like I said, this webinar will be recorded, is being recorded, and will be on the webpage for me there.
Okay. Thanks very much, Michelle. And thanks all those for joining us today.
Well, thank you for your information.
You're more than welcome. Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
Goodbye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Michelle.
Thank you.
Bye.